Shalom Aleichem. Today we have the incredible zchus, the merit to begin chapter 8 of Sanhedrin in the Mishnah Yomi, chapter Ben Sorer Umore, the wayward and rebellious son. In the Gemara, they actually debate, our sages debate, if this actually happened, if there actually was a halachically defined wayward son, or if this was the Torah's way of teaching us valuable insights into parenting. It's also a case that really defies the regular rules of criminal procedure, because really, we'll see in this chapter, he doesn't necessarily deserve the punishment he gets, but because he's heading in a wrong direction, then punishing him serves a social need to warn other people not to go down this path. So let's launch into Mishnah Aleph here. Ben Sorer Amore, Me'ematai Nase Ben Sorer Amore. From what age can the son become the rebellious son? Mishiyavi Shtei Sarot, from the time he's grown 2 hairs between his legs, Ochiyokif Zaken Atachton, until it's filled out the lower beard. Velo ha'elyon, we're not talking about the upper beard. Now the upper beard is facial hair, and the lower beard is pubic hair. Elish dibra chachamim b'loshen nekia. Our sages just called it beard, quote unquote beard, because they're speaking, in a clean language, not using specific terminology for that kind of sign. Now, why is it this specific age? Shenemar, because the Torah says, this is in Devarim chapter 21, Ki hiye le'ish ben, when there will be to a man a son, and the Mishnah points out, ben velo bat. This halacha does not apply to a daughter, only a male. Ben velo ish, and it's a ben, not yet a man. So really, it's the age where he's still a son, he's still beginning his maturity, but he's not yet really what we would consider a grown-up. And the Mishnah points out a katan pater, but under bar mitzvah, a katan, a minor, is exempt, shalabala klal mitzvot, because he's not come to the age where he's obligated to do all the mitzvot. So it's really only those first few months after bar mitzvah age when this child is really, entering the age of physical maturity, starting down that path, that he can qualify to be a ben Sorer Umore. Now, onto Mishnah Bet. It's important to know that the Torah calls this Ben Sorer, it points out this his sin is starting because he's a glutton and a wine guzzler. So, Me'ematai Chayev, from when is he liable? Mishayochel tar tamar basar. This is a tar tamar worth, that's a half a mana. It's a pretty significant amount. A mana is the weight of 100 coins, so the weight of 50 coins. It's a pretty big amount of meat. V'yishtei chatzi log yain ha'itolki, and he's drinking half a log of Italian wine. Now, a log, remember, is the liquid volume equivalent to 6 large eggs. And this wine is Italian wine because this is actually a very fine wine that can be addictive. Rabbi Yossi Omer mone basar v'lo yain. Rabbi Yossi actually doubles those amounts. Now, does any 13-year-old boy eating a bunch of meat and wine qualify? No. The Mishnah lists some exceptions. Ochel bechavuret mitzvah. He ate at a party for a mitzvah. For example, a wedding, a brit milah, a bris, or perhaps a siyum for learning Torah. Achol be'ibur chodesh, or he ate on a feast that was for the adding a day to the month. Or achol meiser sheni b'Yerushalayim. Remember, meiser sheni, the second tithe, you have to take it to Yerushalayim, or you redeem it onto coins, take the coins and buy food in Yerushalayim. Achol nevelot treifot shkatzim ramashim. If he ate forbidden things such as nevela, like roadkill, treifa, an animal with a pre-existing condition that would have killed it. Shkotzim is like yucky bugs. Ramosim is like little worms in rotting food. The Kehati has this line in the parentheses here, so we'll read it too. Achol tevel, if he ate untithed produce, meiser rishon, or produce of the first tithe, shalonitel trumato, that they hadn't taken the truma out of the first tithe produce that was normally given to a Levi. Umaiser sheni v'hekdesh shelo niftu, or a meiser sheni, again the second tithe, or meat, food that's been sanctified and not redeemed yet, not redeemed onto money. Davar shu aveira, anything that is a sin to eat. such as eating on a public fast day. Or achol kol machal velo achol basar, he ate any other food, but it wasn't meat. Shata kol mashke, he was drinking any drink. Velo shata yain, it wasn't wine. Eino nase ben sora more, he's not a ben sora more in any of these situations. Od sheyochel basar v'yishte yain, until he's eating that quantity of meat and drinking that large quantity of wine. Shneamar, because the pasuk says, again in Devarim chapter 21, zolel v'soveh. Now, zolel means a glutton. Soveh means someone who, drinks a lot of wine, gets intoxicated on wine. Afal pisha and raya l'davar, even though it's not a clear proof, zeicher l'davar, there is a hint to the definition of these words from a pasuk in Mishlei, in Proverbs chapter 23. Shenamar, it says there, altahi v'soveh yain. Don't be like the guzzlers of wine, bizolele basar lamo, or those who ravenously, gluttonously consume meat. So we see from Mishlei, from Proverbs, the word zola, sove, refer to, chugging wine and devouring ravenously the meat. And to make a quick comment, the Mishnah exempts eating that's done as part of a mitzvah, as part of a simcha. And it's really an important thing that as parents, we teach our children it's okay to have, nice luxuries like nice meat and a little bit of wine in the context of a celebration. Jews drink wine for a kiddush, for a simcha, for a wedding, for a bris. That's the right way to use alcohol, in moderation, and to celebrate the simcha, the joy that Hashem has given us. And I've heard that statistically the rate of alcoholism is less among religious Jews, and it could be because we're encouraged to use wine and use meat in the context of religious observance, in the context of simcha, and not in the context of gluttony. Yashar kochachem tizku mitzvot.